It's arguable that I love animals more than humans. I sleep with my cat Storm every night. I also have a dog, Amber, that I feel like is my little sister at times. My cat Nikita is a big cuddler, but my love for animals extends to other people's pets as well, like cats in the airport or even cats on the beach in Greece. Animals make humans happy. There's no doubt about that. Maybe that's why every 2 of 3 people have a pet. But it's more complicated than just animals make people happy. That's why I chose to ask the inquiry question: how does the companionship of animals benefit humans? I concluded that there are 6 ways that the companionship of an animal benefits humans. 1 is they can teach a human to love with sensitivity. 2, to live in the moment. 3, adapt easily. 4, protection. 5, model good behavior. 6, introduce new people. Take a moment to figure out which of the 6 ways the story handed out to you demonstrates. Now it is time to connect the stories I handed out to the 6 ways that animals can benefit humans. The first 3 stories are from the nonfiction novel The Soul of All Living Creatures. Vint Verga shares a collection of stories that demonstrate the strong relationship between animals and humans. The story of Sabrina and Rosalind is a perfect example of how animals can teach humans to love with sensitivity. A young girl, Mia, gave her cats tight hugs and squeals of love. Rosalind took well to the way Mia expressed her love, but Sabrina hid in her parents' closet. Dr. Verga suggested she try whispering. When he returned a few months later to check on the progress, he was surprised to see Sabrina and Rosalind both sleeping in Mia's bed. Mia was able to recognize the difference in Sabrina's personality and change the way she expressed love towards her. The story of Katie is a perfect example of how animals can remind humans to live in the moment. Dr. Verga saw his cat tracking his move eating with impossible precision. He attempted this same mindfulness and started to appreciate the taste of his eggs and more of what was happening in the moment. Something as simple as watching an animal living in the moment will teach humans to be aware of their surroundings as well, just as Marley in these clips taught her owners to enjoy what was happening in the moment. The story of Baxter exemplifies how accepting adapting as a process inhibits one's mood from drastically changing. Baxter had to be confined to inside when he was sick. His owner was worried how the new change would affect his mental health, but there were no drastic changes in his behavior. If we can all learn to not fight it and accept adapting as a part of life, we will remain happy like these dogs smiling. My dog Amber is a perfect example of how animals can provide humans with a sense of protection. Amber is a sweet dog with a mean bark. People think she may bite, but she is actually afraid of the dark. When strangers knock on the door, they run from her bark. She makes me feel very safe while her and I are home alone. She also lays on the patio outside while I go in the hot tub. Although she hasn't physically protected me, I feel very protected around Amber. An animal doesn't need to be the biggest and scariest to make a human feel protected. Just the companionship of an animal gives a human a sense of protection and comfort. The next 2 stories are from the fiction novel I read, Where We Belong. It's about how a dog, Rigby, helped a little girl, Sophie, who had autism. The second story of Rigby shows how animals can introduce new people to each other. Angie and Paul were neighbors who had never talked until Rigby introduced them. Angie took Rigby on regular walks to comfort her sister Sophie. Due to her daily interaction with Rigby, Paul and Angie began to talk more. He invited her in for lunch and took her fishing occasionally. They trusted each other with their secrets. Paul was the first person Angie came out to. They built a strong friendship with the help of Rigby. The first story of Rigby demonstrates how animals can influence a human's behavior through their model good behavior. Sophie is a young girl with autism. She screeches and screeches, except when she is around Rigby. If Rigby lies by the fence quietly, so does Sophie. But once they are separated, Sophie is back to her poor behavior. Rigby has a large impact on Sophie's actions. While these clips demonstrate small ways animals can model good behavior. This next clip is from the movie My Dog Skip. Pay attention to how Willie becomes happier and more social once Skip comes into his life. One specific chapter helped me form a conclusion about my inquiry project in this nonfiction novel. It gave me insight into a technique called dolphin therapy. It is used to help kids with autism or Down syndrome. The article Does Dolphin Therapy Really Work proves that the science behind the method does not work. However, in the following clip, pay attention to the undeniable happiness the dolphins provide the children. The happiness is because the children are learning to live in the moment and model the dolphin's behavior. My 5 sources all shared a common theme. Animals teach humans healthy ways to live their lives. By observing animals' actions with an open mind, humans can implement the changes to enrich their lives. People don't have to have a pet or a close relationship with an animal. They just need to be open and watch and learn.